How's it going, YouTube? Oxy here, and welcome back. So, as you can see, I got the little special bucket popcorn tub they released. It also came with 4 little medals. Pretty cool for John Wick, Chapter 4. It was a cool little thing. I was like, why not, you know? I always like the little extras movies provide. It's fun, whether it's a poster or something. Always cool. Well, this one you had to buy. It wasn't like those posters like you get for free. But yes, today I am reviewing John Wick Chapter 4. And so right off the bat, I'll say it's great. Go see it. I will touch on some spoilers, just mainly speculation of what the future of the franchise will look like, what will happen, the ending of the movie, things like that. So genuinely, I go see it for yourself, because it doesn't do it justice like me just spoiling it. Check it out, come back or don't. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a great film. Honestly, John Wick is like the best example of modern action. I would say it's like hands down, there's no competition to it. It's fantastic. But yeah, so John Wick 4, of course, picks up after 3, which the Winston, right, and the Confidential, like, they betrayed Wick, and he was gonna go after them, but he seemingly, spoilers, as I said, the last warning. And yeah, this is just John's story of like a new head, you could say, a new guy in charge. Because literally early on, he goes and kills like the head of the table, right? The guy that's like out in the desert, kills him. And then a new guy's appointed, played by Ben Skarsgård, same actor who played Pennywise. He's great in the film as like a snobby, type of like aristocrat, I'm better than you, pompous guy. Does a good job. He's our villain, and yeah, it's essentially everyone's after John Wick, and through the old ways, as they call it, a duel, John can finally get his freedom, right? That he kind of had. But all because of a dog, which is wild, right? Looking back, all because of course, the dog that his wife left. All of this happened, these 4 movies, and yeah, I mean, the action scenes are phenomenal. Always a pleasure. I was about to say gunplay, like it's a video game. But the shooting and that aspect, great. Takedowns, always nice. It's realistic, so they obviously reload. There's an infinite ammo, or they make it a point to be like, oh, this gun has 21 in the chamber. Now, of course, as first watch through, I'm not counting every single bullet, but I think people have done that, and it's like, yeah, they're pretty accurate. Like, you see those videos like Navy SEAL reacts to John Wick, and they're like, yeah, he's pretty accurate in the way you hold a gun and that sort of thing. Like, they do the proper training. Donnie Yen is fantastic. His character, Kane, who we find out is, he's blind, a blind assassin, pretty cool. And him and John Wick were close friends. And, of course, Kane is hired to go after John. And, yeah, it's just really fun. It's really great. I love even characters that don't mean a lot. They give so much, like, character. Or, like, they just give so much. Like, with the little time we have, one guy, an example, his name I don't remember, but it was like, he's in the trailer, the big guy, and they're playing at a poker table. That scene alone, fantastic, in the club. Those scenes always rock, honestly, and from the first movie, they're always really good when they're in a club. This one, no different. That whole scene with, like, them playing cards and then, like, the fight breaking out, and he's a big guy, so you think, oh, he's just gonna run away. No, but he puts the beat down to Wick, and it's really great. I love a scene we get introduced to, of course, Dragon's Breath, like flame rounds for shotguns, and there's a whole scene like a crane shot, so it's top down view, literally like a live action Hotline Miami, like the video game, where you shoot and like you see the fire just blast. Really, the cinematography is fantastic. The action is great. The story, I think, is good overall. Like, they do like there are some more lull moments, but I think they do a good job of like progressing the story along. But the main thing, of course, the big one, the ending. So again, final spoiler warning. I'd go see it, but we may have finally seen the end of John Wick. So in the end, John and Kane, Donnie Yen, have a duel, and he uses that to trick the bad guy at the end, kills him, but they have to shoot each other. And John does get shot 3 times. Though I was yeah, it's left open. So seemingly he dies because as soon as they kill the villain, like the duel has been like it was won. John won fair and square, and he got his freedom. Same with Kane. He gets to see his daughter, and he is free. They are no longer part of the table. They're out, and you see John. I almost want to say not like bleeding out, or he's free, finally free, out of the table. He sits on the steps, tells Winston, who, again, the movie explains it, but he's like his second in command in this duel. Like, again, the movie does a good job explaining the rules and everything. And he tells him, bring me home. And we see a flashback of his wife, and John slumps over. And then we see his grave. We see John Wick's grave. And yeah, it's pretty much like he's dead. Like he got his freedom. He's finally gonna get to see his wife again, and that's it. It's a pretty nice moment early on when Kane and him, when they're gonna duel that day, they're in a church and they're just talking, and you get the vibe that like John has nothing to live for. He lost his family, the dog, whereas Kane still has a daughter. And in that moment, you could kind of trace it back to, okay, that's where the agreement is kind of made that like Kane has something to live for, whereas John maybe, he's lived his life, he got his friend out, and he's free. So yeah, as it seems, John Wick is dead. But, of course, the franchise itself is not. There is going to be a spin-off. The ballerina, Ana del Almas, right, is playing the character, and Keanu Reeves will reprise his role. So, but I do believe it is kind of like a prequel, or it takes place probably between, I don't know, John Wick 2. Like, it's not after 4. But the studio Lionsgate has said they want a John Wick 5, and I think they did enough where it could be written off as he faked his death. Mainly because at the very end, when again they find out like John won the duel, so him and Kane are free. You see John tell Kane, like, you owe me one, which is like, why would that matter if if he dies? Like, how, So that line always stuck out to me as like, why would he say that? And it was ambiguous. Like, he just told Winston, like, take me home. Again, we see the graves, and we see the Lawrence Fishburne's character and Winston looking over at the grave, and like them saying like, I never thought I'd see the day. And Winston says like, farewell son, in like Russian, another language. So it could be that John went back home. He did to do the duel, he had to rejoin a family, like a crest, so he got back with his Belarusians. If you remember, in 3, were like, he was excommunicated in 2, so in 3 he like got help from them, even though they weren't supposed to. But he got back in, like that's why he had to kill that big dude I talked about, to get back in. But yeah, overall, like, if John Wick is dead, if that's truly the end, I think they did a good job. Again, there is a ballerina movie slated for next year. I believe there's talks of a show, which I'm like, okay. But it seems Lionsgate is has adamantly said, we want a John Wick 5. And again, it's like, how does if he's dead, like, what do you call it, right? It's John Wick. So, like, you could do a Kane prequel, which I would love to see. There's that ballerina movie. But, I don't know. It's just, like, he's, like, without him, like, what do you call it, you know? So, I think he will come back. I think they're probably going to pay Keanu a boatload of money. And they are going to make a 5th one. It does, to me, it just did give, like, you know, actors kind of like, hey, I'm done, like, I'm good after this, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? John Wick, the series itself is really good. If I had to rate it 1 through 10, solid 9. Like, truly, really great. One of the best movies of the year, most fun, very well, you know, filmed, choreographed. And yeah, I hope we see more, but if that's the end, you know, farewell to the Baba Yaga. But yeah, guys, John Wick 4, have you seen it? Are you going to? It's a lot of fun. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there is an end credit scene with Kane, because earlier, there was it angers me, but he's another well-known Asian actor. You know, he played Scorpion recently in the Mortal Kombat movie. But he's also a mutual friend of John and Kane, and Kane had to kill him, and his daughter's out for revenge, and Kane, even like in the middle of the movie, is like, I'll be waiting for you. And at the end, we see Kane finally going to reunite with his daughter, but then we see the girl that he killed, her father, coming after him. So again, that's where, like, they could continue the story following Kane and what he has to do. Again, a prequel would be nice to see how he got blind, because he's even blind, he still, you know, kicks ass. But yeah, the franchise is looking good. I don't think he's dead. I think they are gonna make more, and if they do not, they got to think of a name, because, like, you can't just call everything, like, a John Wick story, you know? Because then it's like, if he's dead, then how does that continue on? But yeah, guys, John Wick 4, really great. Go see it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But if you like this type of content, I make new videos every Tuesday and Saturday. So please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, everyone, I've been your host, Oxy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.